Gather around, all my hopeful community members. There's some refreshments over there, some drinks, have a seat, get comfortable, because we have some important things to discuss in our community today. I have been seeing this comment on my videos, on other videos that's talking about either YouTube or getting monetized. Small YouTubers gather here, and y'all be gathering all up in the comments, supporting each other, liking each other's YouTube channels, or saying like, hey, I just checked out your video. Like, y'all really be gathering. So I wanted us to gather together because I want you to get monetized, and we're going to break down how and why you need to make this happen immediately. Hello, beautiful people from across the lands. It is your girl, 𝗖𝗛𝗡. Join me on my journey to financial independence by eliminating debt, creating multiple streams of income, and inspiring others like you to dream again. And here we are on the dream that's going to become a reality of getting monetized on YouTube. So without further ado, I'm going to get into some very important things that you need to consider if you are serious about getting monetized on YouTube. And the first thing is, you always have to start with value. Always. And what do I mean by that? Do not start your video with, hi, my name is so-and-so. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hi, my name is 𝗖𝗛𝗡. Nice to meet you. It is so important, before you ask for anything, give value first. Just think of it as a first impression. Imagine going up to somebody, you met somebody for the first time. They're like, hi, I'm 𝗖𝗛𝗡. Hi, I'm James. And James like, 𝗖𝗛𝗡, you got $1? James, I just met you. Now, mind you, $1 is very well, depending on the situation. $1 is relatively, insignificant, and I could give $1, but it's just like on the first approach, I don't know you, James. And so think of that when you are introducing yourself or starting a video out, here in these YouTube streets. Like, you don't want to come in already asking for something before you even give value. Give value first before asking to get anything back, okay? And this is important because you're going to let the value speak for itself. What I like to tell people is that your tribe will find you. And I'm not just saying this because, I've always done this. I've been guilty. I've been James. I've been like, hi, subscribe, before I've added any value. Go and check my videos. You see if I made this mistake. But what I found, I've gotten to the point where I don't even say it anymore in my videos. I don't say like, comment, or subscribe. I may, throw a little, joke in there and encourage you to comment or like. But for the most part, when you are adding and bringing value, that genuineness is just going to move somebody to want to like, to want to comment, and want to subscribe. Let the value speak for itself. And the very things, people already know what you're supposed to do on YouTube. They know how YouTube works. So telling them to like, comment, and subscribe, it really isn't that big of a deal. Just let the value speak. I know I'm just saying this in love, y'all, so don't be mad at me. Don't be coming for me in the comments, okay? I'm just telling y'all the truth, all right? If you want to get monetized on YouTube, it's very strategic and it's very, practical things that you need to do. And another thing is, you have to do your research. So when you are on YouTube, you want to figure out what does well on YouTube that is in alignment with what you want to talk about on YouTube or what you want to share on YouTube. And so you have to do your research to figure out, okay, what content actually does relatively well. And so some of the things that I found, the top niches on YouTube are entertainment, music, and education are the biggest niches here on YouTube. So you need to take that into consideration. Like, how can I align with what I want to talk about into one of these categories? Is there a way that I can provide some form of entertainment? Is there a way that I can provide some form of education? Education actually is the biggest part that you really want to tap into, because YouTube is the second largest search engine compared to Google at number 1. So whatever it is that you're providing, provide some form of teaching somebody something or showing someone something. That's going to be key. And so this is why starting vlogging does not work all the time. Even if you want to vlog, one of the things I hate that people say on YouTube, because it just makes it seem like everybody is really shallow, but they always say, nobody cares about you. And I'm like, people care. Like, I've had people on my videos who don't know me from a can of paint, like, just really say some very, very kind things, share love on my Facebook, and they want to see me win. There are a lot of good human beings out there. You're a good human being, you care. But when you're starting out vlogging, instead of saying people don't care, people just don't know you to really care yet. Right? So it's like allow people, again, start off with that value. So if you gave them something, if you put a smile on their face or helped them feel inspired or helped them, motivated them throughout the day, or maybe even shifted their mood because they were having a bad day and now they feel a little bit better, there's going to be some value that they feel. And they're just like, you know what? I want to hear more of what this person got to say because they make me feel seen or important, or they make me laugh, or I've learned something from them. So again, I want us to get away from people don't care, is that people don't know you yet and they want to have that value exchange first. So when you're thinking about trying to find your niche, again, do your research, figure out what is doing well on this platform and how can I align it with what it is that I want to talk about. And right now it's entertainment, education, and music. And if you want to get a little bit more specific, some of like the general topics that does well on YouTube is anything health related, anything financially related, and anything relationally related. Like people love money and fitness. So if you are already aligned or have some type of interest in those kind of subcategories, you can, those type of channels do really, really well. And you can think of creative ways, even if your topic is not necessarily in any of those pillars, how can you kind of intertwine, again, align it with your, topic or interest of choice. Again, this is, called content creation. So get creative. Use that research to your advantage. Another thing that you want to take into consideration when you're doing your research is emotion. What type of emotion is your video going to provide? And some of the emotions that does well or is common or often provoked here on YouTube is the fear, curiosity, and inspiration. Right? So you have fear, you have curiosity, and you have inspiration. So fear may be, so for example, I had a video that went really, really viral where I talked about my rent doubling and I didn't know what I was going to do. I was very scared and very fearful of that situation. And a lot of people can relate to that story. Right? Even though it was a fearful situation, a lot of people could relate. They were sitting encouraging, or they were sharing their testimonies of how they kind of overcame similar situations, or just motivated me to let me know, like, girl, it's going to be okay. Everything will be fine. And then you have curiosity. Oftentimes, like, people are kind of curious if you share something or you learn something, or, hey, I got monetized within a month. How did you do that? I'm trying to get monetized. Well, let me figure out what you got going on. Right? Or inspiration. Inspiration is a big one. People like to feel good. So when you are thinking about what niche am I going to kind of, get into that's going to be aligned with what I want to talk about, then I also need to be mindful of what type of emotion do I want people to walk away with, or what type of emotion is this video going to create when somebody come and sit and watch my video. One of the biggest things that is going to be important when you are trying to get monetized on YouTube as a small creator is your thumbnails and your title. Think Media just did a really, really great video on this topic in regards to being strategic on your thumbnails and title, because that is your billboard. Think of it as a billboard as someone is kind of driving by, like, hey, come stop by and see me. And it's going to say, like, your title and your thumbnail is either going to entice someone to click on it or cause someone to kind of skate over it and move away from it. And one of the things that I keep in mind in regards to, your YouTube thumbnails is that you want to think about your superpower as a consumer on YouTube. Pay attention to what you pay attention to. When you click on a video to watch it, what was it about the thumbnail? What was it about the title that enticed you to want to watch that video? And how can you implement that or give that a try and try it on one of your videos? Right? And even if the video is not necessarily in your niche, again, small content creators, we're going to tap into our creativity. How can I take this title that has absolutely nothing to do with the niche and kind of make it my own, because I see the attractability of it that caused me to want to watch? Like, you have to become a student of the game of YouTube. So paying attention to your YouTube and thumbnails is very, very pivotal. It's honestly something I'm trying to get better at in my strategy, because it really makes or break a channel. You can have a really, really good video, but your thumbnail and your title is not showcasing it enough for people to want to click. So you want to really, really not ignore that. And in that Think Media video, he made a very good point. He was like, if you're, kind of putting your thumbnail and your title together, like towards the end, like an afterthought, you've already basically like failed. Like you need to put a lot of attention to that thumbnail and that title, when you are piecing your video together. Again, that's your billboard. That's your, hey, come and check me out. You can have a very, very great video, but because your thumbnail and your title is not really working as magic, people are just going to skate right by. So you want to make sure you're doing your research and being intentional about that. I don't know if anybody else told you, but I'm going to break it to you. You're not going to get it right, and that's okay. I like to say failure is an option, but it's not final. The only way for you to learn on YouTube is to fail and is to make mistakes and to not get it right. That is part of the learning process. You're not going to know what you don't know until you know it. So part of being successful on YouTube is putting in that action and being okay with not getting it right. And that is honestly it's more easier said than done, because our little egos be hurt. It's just like, I put in all this effort and all this work and I only got 10 views. And it's just like, that's okay. Go back and look at that video. What can you learn from it? What can you do better? Was it your intro? What did you draw them in? Is it your thumbnail? Is your title that needs to change? Like, you have to be okay with not getting it right and just really just trying as you're learning and growing at the same time. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip on how to get monetized on YouTube. And if you haven't been following my channel, or if you're new to my channel, I want you to go look at my videos. If you want to get monetized on YouTube, you have to talk about YouTube. Yeah. You gotta talk about YouTube. In my other videos, if you've been following kind of like this mini series that I have going on, I talked about the ad revenue, or the money that YouTube has brought in. $31 billion they brought in the year of 2023. Once 2024 numbers drop, I'm going to give you the tea. Don't worry, I got you. But in 2023, they brought in an ad revenue of $31 billion. And for you, once you are monetized, you get 55% of that ad revenue split. And again, the amount that you bring in individually is going to vary depending on some other factors. But YouTube is giving you 55%. The current success rate on YouTube is less than 1%. And they brought in $31 billion in ad revenue with less than 1% of people being successful on YouTube. And why was I sharing that? I lost my oh yes. Brain fart, sorry. That's why you have to talk about YouTube. YouTube, I feel like, and this is just my educated guess, I feel like YouTube is not happy with that less than 1% success rate. I feel like their focus is to increase that success rate. In order for them to increase that success rate, they need more people on YouTube. So if you're talking about YouTube, helping people strategize on YouTube, or even sharing your journey about YouTube, YouTube is like, yes, you're recruiting for us. You're bringing in them referrals. Let's push this video out. And this is just my educated guess, but what I have seen even personally on my channels and other channels, like even if their topic, like my topic is mental health and finance, and then I'm kind of dabbling in like my natural hair and just even like my personal experience in my love life and single motherhood, all of the videos, they're like, yeah, that's cute, but my YouTube videos is popping. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going, follow the employer's rules, and I'm going to talk about YouTube. So if you really want to get into monetization, even if you don't have any success on YouTube, talk about that, because there are so many people who don't have success on YouTube. And when they hear someone like you share their journey, they're like, you know what, dang, I don't feel alone. I struggle with that too. So that is the secret sauce. And you know what? I got another tip for y'all. So this is the bonus. At the end of every video, I always say, dream, believe, and achieve. And it's in that order for a specific reason. Dream is you have to have the thought, as a man thinketh, so is he. You have this thought, I want to be successful on YouTube. I want to monetize my channel. Once I get monetized, I'm going to pay off debt. I'm going to take that trip. I'm going to retire my husband. I'm going to pay off my mom's house. Like, I'm going to do all these extra beautiful things that I want to do that I believe YouTube can do for me. That's the dream, right? We can dream all day, but we need the dream to come here and to here. Now that you have the thought, the idea, you need to believe, you need to have an unwavering faith that your dream of being successful on YouTube is going to happen. Sometimes people get stuck here. They're dreaming and believing like, I can see, I believe it can happen, but they're not achieving. They're not putting in the action. So you have to put in the action. Once you have the thought, it enters your heart, you need to put it out into the atmosphere for it to become a reality. Hopeful reality. So I am really sending positive vibes and multiple views your way for you to be successful on YouTube. And until next time, dream, believe, and achieve.